going to be real with you for a second. For most of my life, I carried things from my childhood that I never had the courage to face. Not because I was weak, but because when you grow up dealing with certain things, you learn to survive by staying silent. It's like you tell yourself, if I don't look at it, it'll go away. Or at least you hope it'll go away. The truth is, it never does until you look at it. I won't go into the details today. Today's not the day for that. It's certainly not the moment. But what happened throughout my life shapes me, makes me who I am today. The way I trust people, the way I carry pain, the way I look at pain, the way I look at trauma, without even sometimes realizing it. There came a point in my life, probably 18 years ago, 17 years ago, where I had the realization that I can't carry on carrying. Life was not, I wasn't thriving, I wasn't growing, I wasn't evolving, I was simply coping. And coping, I came to learn, wasn't the best way. So I came to learn about this medicine called ayahuasca. I'd read the books, I'd heard people's experiences, and the thing that I took mostly from my understanding at that time was that this has great potential to help me. So a few weeks later, I booked a flight to Peru on my own, and this was a massive leap of faith, stepping out of my comfort zone. I got onto the plane, flew into Lima, then flew into the jungle city of Pucallpa and met with a translator that I made contact with, found his contact information on the internet. Met with this translator called George, and he introduced me to Ayahuasquero, a curandero, a healer, someone that is trained in the work of ayahuasca and plant medicine. So we got into a tuk-tuk, and in that tuk-tuk we took the long jungle road, should we say, dirt road, dirt track, to a piece of land that were growing medicinal plants. However, there was nobody there. It was just me, George, and Romulo, the curandero. It dawned on me at that moment in time, as I stepped out of this tuk-tuk and feeling the vibration and the energy of the jungle, that, oh shit, like no one knows where I am. This is it, I was out my comfort zone. And to be quite honest with you, quite scared, because I hadn't even drunk ayahuasca yet. If something were to happen to me in that space now, no one would even know until a week or two later. And they wouldn't even know where to look for me, because I didn't even tell anyone specifically where I was going. People knew I was going to the jungle, but they didn't know where exactly I was going. So this was a massive leap of faith. And then to sit there in the Maloka, which is a ceremonial hut that night, with George, who was a translator but actually barely spoke English, Romulo the curandero, the healer, who spoke no English, and drink this cup of brown liquid. As soon as I drank this cup of brown liquid, ayahuasca, Mother Ayahuasca, I was on the floor. I was on the floor in tears, floods of tears, being taken apart, dismantled, and it showed me at that moment in time how fearful I was, how my operating mode throughout my life had been of fear. It had not been of love, it had not been of safety, it had been of fear. I grew up in London. London is a place where it's quite hard, you always have to watch over your shoulder, especially when you're involved in things like drugs, drug dealing, and all these kind of things. I was in that world, and I just stepped out of it to a completely different world. It was the first time I'd ever been alone, where no one knew where I was, so far away from home, and that was petrifying, absolutely petrifying. And when I drank that ayahuasca, I had no choice. I had no choice but to surrender. I was probably at one of the most vulnerable situations that I'd been in my entire life. And I was laying on the floor sobbing. The curandero, Romulo, he was doing his work, he was trying to help me, but I wasn't allowing him to help me. I had no trust. I had no trust in people because I'd been hurt by people. I had struggled letting go to actually allow Romulo and George to help me. However, as time went on and I spent, a week or two on the land, ceremony after ceremony after ceremony, I was building that trust. Starting to. I don't want to delve too deep into this story on this video because this is quite lengthy. This is 18 years from that moment that I'm talking now on the camera. And this is why this is called the Ayahuasca Chronicles, because I want to give a full account on my personal experience with ayahuasca. How it helps, how it works, the context of a curandero and how important that is. It's a medicine that is romanticized these days. You see Instagram bios full of, curanderos dressed in pretty shipibo garments, singing beautiful acaros, but I want to give you the real account, my experience of the good, the bad and the ugly, because it exists in that work. So, step out of your comfort zone, because I wouldn't be here today with the confidence and courage to speak in front of a camera if I didn't, back 18 years ago. And it's been an accumulation of stepping into my power, step into your power, step out of the comfort zone. Yeah, growth is uncomfortable. And anything that fears you, you can move beyond that. You can move beyond it. Blessings.